All right, today I'm going to do something a little bit different, and we are going to have a conversation with Alex from the UK-based podcast, The Human Mask, and we are going to talk dreams. Hey, Alex, thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having me. This is awesome, and I love your accent, and it's all amazing.
See, that's how I feel. I feel like I could listen to your voice all day long, Alex. You probably don't hear your accent anymore, but I love it. So I'm glad that the Southern American in me is a good accent. Okay, today, thank you. Today, Alex and I have already been talking, and I have a lot of clips that we're going to come out and show you all the conversation before. Right now, we're going to jump into where our two podcasts really connect, and that's in identity. So, Alex, when I watched your intro video to your podcast, the very first one you put out 6 months ago, where I recognized that you're talking about pulling out the true identity of someone in those that you interview, I feel like the dreams connect there in that they're often telling us what is true subconsciously when our external world can't see it. It's like it cuts through, we talked about earlier, that matrix, and it takes that, it ignores maybe the mask that we put on for everyone else, and it cuts to the core of who you are and what you need to walk into your destiny. And you can't make it up, okay? You cannot tell your brain, I think we kind of touched on this earlier, you cannot make your brain have a dream. You just can't do it. It's naturally going to happen as your subconscious is trying to process information that you need. And so I'm going to dig in.
And it's ironic because that video that you watched, I was in a completely different place when I did that video. In fact, I was thinking the other day of pulling that video and taking that one down. So I thought, I am not even already, I have evolved from who that was. And that evolved, obviously scientifically we evolve, like we shed our skin when our cells regenerate. But spiritually, energetically, I am not the same person. And it's interesting. I'll probably leave it up for that reason, actually. It's interesting to see.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad
Go on.
Go ahead.
No, go on.
I'm glad I circumvented that. Because I was even thinking, I was like, I need to do like an intro video like this, telling people what the heck I'm out there doing this for. Now I kind of usually cut it into my videos, and I tell people why, which I probably should stop right now and do that. So for those of you that are new here, my name is Nicole, and I am a firm believer that your dreams are decoding your future. And I'm passionate about helping people learn how to break down the symbols in their dreams so that they can begin to decode what their nightlife is already telling them. So if you like this conversation, please hit the like button and subscribe so you know when new videos like this one with Alex come out, and it tells the algorithms that people like you like content like this.
And can I add to Nicole's little intro there? Is that
Please.
Nicole is not just about interpreting dreams. That is one thing that she's passionate about and loves, and is like a language that she's learned. But on top of that, she is extremely intuitive, and that is a whole different thing that adds when she's talking about her passion of people and dreams.
Alex, you're amazing. I love it. Okay.
It's easy to tell the truth. If you're telling the truth, it's easy, isn't it? Really.
That is a great golden nugget. Yes, if you just stick with your true feelings, it's going to come out genuine, because it is. All right. Here's what I'm going to pop on you, Alex. Today, we're recording this today. I actually have a video coming out today, breaking down a dream that I had in March. And I feel like this is going to be a great segue for you, because it really connects to, the vibe that you bring to the table. Okay, are you ready? I'm gonna break down mine, and then we're gonna jump into yours, because that's what really matters. People hear from me all the time, but I want to hear from you. Okay, first though, listen to this dream, because I really think you're gonna love it. In this dream, now, dreams, for me at least, can happen in many. So I had about 4 or 5 dreams that day, okay, that night. But I'm gonna cover the very last one, okay? In this dream, I'm in a primitive place, very basic, and I'm hungry. I'm hangry, actually. I have food. I get distracted. I come back, the food is gone from the table. Then I get myself another plate of food. I'm actually eating it. All this matters. I'm actually eating it. My youngest son, Liam, grabs my attention. I help him. I turn around. The food is gone again, and I am pissed. Let me tell you, in the dream. So feelings really matter in a dream. I am upset. Okay. There's this old woman at the table. She's thin. She has short strawberry blonde hair. She's kind of, I guess, sickly looking. Like, she doesn't look good. Okay. And I'm like, I know you did it. I know you took my food. And she doesn't deny it, but she also, like, the facial features, I'm reading her face in the dream, and she's not owning it either. And I'm like, this is not okay. This is not going to happen. Boom, shift scene. I'm still in the primitive place, but now I am outside what looks like, maybe this is my, it's not a hut because it's metal. So it's like, I guess it would be like if you're living inside a trailer, and I'm looking into it. And now, hear this stark difference. There's a young man. He's got a head full of curly hair, and there's a nondescript woman beside me, and he is telling me, he is questioning my grief process. And I'm like, excuse me. And here's how I answer him. I point past him into my room, and I say, it's those books and my lived experience is how I know I'm grieving properly. And the dream ends. Okay. Here's what came of it. The first 4 dreams kind of tell me what this is in reference to, but there's also, this is what I love about dreams. There's also an overarching theme that you can take in all areas of life. The one that's taking my food, or what I need, my sustenance, she is thin, she's old, she's short-haired. So short hair tends to represent not a whole lot of wisdom. And thin in a dream language is like thin in experience, thin in knowledge, thin in what she's trying to give you, and then old. So she represents an old mindset of mine, that I'm finally getting what I need over and over again. And my negative old mindset is taking it away. Okay. Now, next part of the dream is that young man. Look at the difference, right? He's young, so he's renewed. That curly hair all on his head shows a lot of wisdom. It's all metaphor. And then once I realized that he's like handsome, he's thick, this is good metaphor. In my waking life, I had to then grapple with the fact that what he told me and I didn't like, even when I woke up, I was offended by it, that I'm not grieving properly. I then had to take this to task. And this is where it applies, I think, to the way you think through things. It cut through my emotional state during the day and said, hey, dream language, Nicole. You know that old lady is your old mindset, and that young man is trying to show you the right way, and you're allowing a fence to block you from that growth. So in my waking life, I had to take that and look and see, what am I receiving that I'm hungry for and I need and I'm feeding on? And then how am I letting it slip through my hands with my old unrenewed mindset? It's not necessarily grief in the traditional sense. It's grief in any loss, in anything that I feel I'm not receiving in life. When really I had it in my hands, I was eating it, I let it go because of my own mindset. What do you think about that?
I think, well, my questions entering my head as you were telling me was, how fast did she decode this dream? Was it like an instant? Did she sit there and did it take a half an hour? So when you had that dream, I like to think of like the practical side of things in life and everything. So you've woke up. That's it, you've woke up. You've had this dream. I take it, are you someone that just remembers, or do you have to journal what's just happened?
Good question. So it depends. I've been doing this, 6 years now. So I tend to remember a lot when I wake up. But since my life has shifted recently and I have a lot going on, even when I wake up, so 3 a.m. is a big hour. When you wake up and go back to sleep, you can sometimes have a dream then, or that's when you dream. There's like dream cycles, and I don't know the scientific parts of this. I should probably learn, but there's a part when you go back to sleep, you tend to dream more. So then I will do a text. I'll write it in like my notes app.
Mm.
because if I don't and I go into regular life, I will lose details and then I'm mad at myself because
Yeah.
those details matter. They matter and you will lose them. Now, it's not perfect. It's not a perfect process, but it's worked for me so far. And then when I have more time, I try to discuss it with someone. And my best friend has been kind of walking out this journey with me. And so I'll usually, if it feels big, I'll discuss it with her. And then I remember more details and I add them in, I email it to myself and I put it in a Word document. So that's kind of my
So
process.
you're so efficient, Nicole.
You have to learn. When you dream as much as I dream, you have to learn. But now, I mean, can you see how? And how
Yeah.
long did it take me to interpret that dream? This one took a little longer because I was actually offended by my own dream. I did not like what it was telling me. I didn't want, and I kept looking for other ways, like maybe this is a different person that's going to come, or an spiritual enemy. It's going to come
Well,
take
do
from
you know
me.
what I've just thought of right now? I'm about to. This is top secret information, but I'm going to say it.
Ooh,
I'm working on a course, a digital course, and I'm going to do it. But part of this digital course is it's just similar to dreams. Actually, now I've just thought now this second, because when this is how I work, it just happens, and I just go with the flow as it comes. Is people in life assess their life and reassess their life when a tragedy hits. So it's
mm,
a funeral, a job loss, an injury,
yes,
something happens close to them, a divorce, whatever. And that's when people go, right, relook at my own life. Now, that you're doing that under duress, you're going through something, and that's the moment you decide to look at your life. It's not gonna really probably come out as it should
yes,
because you're doing it under a stressful
duress, yeah,
situation or under
yeah,
duress. So part of this course, what I'm going to do is let's have a look now before that happens, shall we? And that's what a dream is, isn't it? Because a dream
yes.
is saying, because if you
Oh, that's
didn't listen to
good.
that, I know it comes here. So because if you didn't listen to that dream, Nicole, then you ignored the dreams, then
Mm-hmm.
life will go,
Mm-hmm.
all right, Nicole, or the universe, however it is to you, the universe will go, okay, all right, Nicole, you're not listening, have that. And then, right, oh no, oh, I didn't listen to my dream or my signs or my warnings or my gut feeling or all these different ways
Whatever
that
you want to call
humans,
it.
because humans get messages in so many different formats. So dreams can
Yeah.
be someone entering your life, trying to teach something, even if they're
Yep.
winding you up or even they're winding up in your dream. It can come from many different ways, and the universe giving you signs. And if you keep ignoring those signs, the universe will go, he's not getting this. Have that. And then when that happens, that bit, you're forced, and it's going to be a much harder process to move and change yourself or your life or whatever it needs to shift if you keep
Or you
ignoring
just
it.
might not know how to. And this is where dreams, and this is going to lead into your reoccurring dreams. I think we go there next. That you're talking about, you didn't just say grief, death. There's grief in so many different avenues. There's a loss of a job, a loss of an animal, a loss of a relationship. I don't know. I just feel like there's even more mundane things that really affect you because we have ways that we comfort our lives and we protect our lives, and these are
And
our
Nicole,
comforts.
sorry to interrupt you. I'm so sorry. But also, what it is as well, it's individual to that person. Because someone who's lived,
Yes,
say, I've got high resolve from a hectic and traumatic life. I've got high resolve. So something that would happen in my life, I'd be like, oh, is that it? Where to somebody who's maybe
100%.
lived a more safer, calmer
Yes,
life, that
yes,
might they will rock their world. But to me, it's
yes,
like, oh yeah, I'm all right, I'm okay.
yeah,
So like
yes,
I know you've had a bit of trauma. So
yeah,
when you've got to like look at, is he the father of the children?
yes. Yeah,
Yeah. So
we were married 22 years,
yeah, I would.
three
The
boys.
hardest thing, the hardest thing I haven't had to deal with this, but to look at my children's faces, knowing that the mother isn't there, would be extremely difficult. So if something happens in your world, you'd be like, "That's nothing. I've dealt with that." So it just depend on the person as well. Like you were saying earlier, it does depend on that individual, doesn't it, as well?
It does, and that's why dreams. So when I'm mentoring someone, I love that I can just ask about your dreams and begin to know how to help you because I don't know your specific story or situation, but dreams are going to lead me there. And you don't. Let's be honest.
Mm.
I want change. I want peace and joy in my life, no matter the circumstances I'm walking out. I don't know how to get there. But my dreams, they guide me there. They cut through, and they are a guide to give you next steps. That is how much money would you pay if you could go to a guru and they would say, okay, here's your exact next step to get to that destiny you want or that goal you want? You would pay money. Well, you already have it in your dream life. You're just not paying attention.
Clip that bit, Nicole. That was really good.
That's good.
That was a good bit.
Okay. So now let's jump into your reoccurring dream. I know you've got several dreams you want to go over and then one from your daughter. Let's start with your reoccurring dream. I need a time frame on when you had it. Is it still reoccurring or did it stop?
Okay, so there's three reoccurring dreams, and I know, I don't know, but I'm assuming they are quite common. So while I thought I'd have a dream before this, or I'd try and make a dream happen, I thought no. So I'm going to go with three common dreams, and then you can pick one or do all three. And
Okay.
then when I told my 12-year-old daughter I was doing this, she said, "Oh, Dad," and she remembers a scary dream from when she was 5, and it's quite detailed that she remembers this. So I'm going to tell you her dream. So the three dreams, I'll just skip over them. So one is the falling dream, and you wake up and you fell. I've had that loads of times. The next one is the being chased dream. I've had that not very often recently, but this is a scary one that I've had, and I had it recently. But I've had it lots of times in my life. So I don't know if it's class a dream or not. But I don't know if I'm in a dream state or not. It feels like I'm not in a dream state, but it must be. So that's where I've half woke up and I feel a clear presence in the room with me, and I cannot move. I just can't move, and there is definitely a presence in that room with me. And then I'm getting chills actually talking about it. And then all I can say is aggression, because I've always got quite a natural high level of testosterone about me. So this aggression in my stomach comes, and I go fuck off, like, and really fight back and I have to do that to break free. Like I'm telling, and it's just a weird. I literally shout or say fuck off or go away or something like that, and I have to burst out of it. But I have to do that, otherwise I am just stuck. So that's
and it works.
And I had that. It always works, but it really is not a. I mean, to be honest, this last time it was like, I remember thinking, God, I can't believe how many times it's happened to me, and it's happening now randomly like that. So they're the three, I think, common dreams, with only one being recent. And then another one that happens every now and then is past people. I dream sometimes about past people. Not that are past, that are here still, that I don't talk to anymore, and they come into my dreams a couple of times. That's quite regular, actually.
Yeah. So let's talk about that third one. I don't actually believe that's a dream. I believe that's an experience you're going through, and it happened to my late husband a lot. So I'm very familiar with it, and he would walk me through how he would fight through it. It happened mostly through to the years that before we were married, and then once we were married, it didn't appear to happen anymore. I've never experienced it quite to that level. Right after Aaron died, I did have a very similar experience, although it did not pin me. That's a whole nother story. I'll have to get into it another time.
I can't feel anybody touching me. I just can't move.
No, yeah. I know, because it's on a spiritual level. So here's where we're going to go a little bit deep. I believe we have a human body. And then I believe we have a spiritual consciousness. And what's happening is that on that spiritual level, that I don't believe we have anywhere close to an understanding of what all happens outside of our physical experiences, is where you're experiencing that. Now, in my opinion, I believe that the fact that you're experiencing that means that there is probably there's a calling on your life, Alex. And this entity, or whatever you want to call it, this spiritual attack, okay, is trying to exert control and fear before and even while you're beginning to walk in that destiny that you're meant to walk into. And you and I talked about this before, that this was not a mistake. What you're doing here, your podcast, your voice, and the people that you bring in and the lives that you touch through your, let's call it a ministry, okay, will impact so many lives that that negative force, we'll call it, is trying to exert control over you now. So it's more common than you think, and it tends to, at least in my experience, show the greater calling on your life. Now,
That was very intuitive, Nicole.
thank you. Okay, now let's jump into.
I told you all she was intuitive as well.
Now proof.
Yeah.
Next, let's go to your other two dreams. Your first one was falling. Is that right? What was the first one you told me?
Yeah. So you get you don't die, but you fall and then you wake up.
Okay, give
That
me
dream, which I think is quite
one
common.
of them. So yeah, so the action, the thing you're describing is very common, but what's going to differentiate it is what else happens in that dream. So I need a full dream where you were falling. Can you remember one?
The last one I remember, which it isn't me. I'm not a. It was on a. I remember. It's weird you've asked that, because why should I remember this? It was a skateboard-based dream, and I was on a skateboard. Like, you know how they go down the rails? These skateboarders go down the rails.
Yes, yes.
And it was falling. Oh, how weird that I remembered that.
It's not so weird.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. So that, and I remember, and I fell off. I was on the skateboard, fell off the rail, and then woke up. And I remember that one. That is really weird. I remember that. And I'm not. I don't do skateboards. Never have done skateboards. I am not a skateboarder. Okay.
I would like to see it though. I think that would be a great maybe clip.
The day I come to Tennessee, I'll go on a skateboard.
Oh, we have a great one here in the town I live in. So yes, this is a plan.
In fact, I'll call the documentary "Skateboarding in Tennessee" with Nicole.
Yeah, it'll be like one of those spin-offs.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're on a skateboard in the dream, and you fall off. Any other details?
It was just that it was a stairwell. That's all I can remember. Stairwell.
Stairs.
Maybe I just had a little flashback, but I don't know whether to trust my memory or not. Was I think the skateboard was yellow? Does that matter?
Yeah. Okay.
I think.
All right, let's feel this out together. Now, here's the general understanding. You're moving in your gifts, exactly what we just talked about, in your destiny. You're beginning to move in that destiny. Stairwells can be upward movement, downward movement, depending on how you feel in the dream.
It was down.
Generally, right? In a skateboard, you're going down. Although in your dream, because it's supposed to be that way, I don't know that that's a negative, but it could be emotionally. It could be you are moving. So the fact that you're on the skateboard means you're moving in your gifts. But maybe in your head, there's maybe a little bit of doubt. And so you fall off. You fall off of that gift. What do you think?
I think it's good. I think it's really good. But it is known as a common. The falling dream, where you feel like you're falling and wake up, is quite a common dream, isn't it?
It is. It's very common.
So you're saying it is, but it's still individual. Is that what you mean?
100%. You have to look at the life lived by that person. Like, for instance, I had an easier time knowing. So there's many things that a skateboard could be. Let's put it that way. But because you and I have talked, we've connected. I know a little bit about your history. I know this is about the gifts you carry. I know that you are walking in or beginning to walk in the gifts. That's why in reality, you would never be on a skateboard, because it doesn't have anything to do with the skateboard. The skateboard is representing what you're doing. You are walking in your gifts. And when you do that, something is tripping you up. And that's where that self-reflection comes in. What is tripping me up? And that feeling of falling is an out of control feeling. That's what it's showing. Emotional, out of control. You are walking in what you're supposed to be walking. So what is tripping you up and making you feel out of control? And that's where in your waking life, you take that and you begin to ruminate on it and see what comes.
Mm. I love that. I think that's brilliant because
Yay.
it goes back to what I was saying before, that signs and things come in many different ways. So
Yeah.
I love that you could go deep and say, even though like that dream, I can't remember when I had that dream, but that's like I say a fairly reoccurring dream, not too often, but I like to think, was that dream, did that dream mean that? Or was I meant to hear it from Nicole through that dream because she knew that? I don't know, as far as your brain done it. Were you meant to tell me, or was the dream telling me? I don't know. You can
I
go,
would
do you know what
say
I
I
mean?
would
It's
say the dream is
multi-layered, it's
trying to tell you.
multi-layered.
Well, I actually don't think it's that complicated. I think the dream is trying to tell you you don't know your language yet. That's all.
That's true. Yeah, because and that's what you're here to do, is just to teach people the
Teach you the
language of
language. Yeah.
dreams,
And here's the
Yeah,
thing,
yeah,
I don't
yeah.
have the answer for you. I don't know what's tripping you up, Alex. But if you
Yeah,
begin to
like you said,
ruminate on it, you're going to figure it out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you got to let it just settle within you, and
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
then another sign will come up, and you'll go, oh yeah, it's that, or yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So then what was that second common dream?
So we've done that one, and it was see, this one I haven't had for a very long time, but it was being chased. I can't
Okay.
remember any details. So if you want me to go straight to my daughter's dream, or because now I've realised from talking to you, which I've learned something, is that even though you think it's a common dream, it isn't a common dream because it's always tailored to you.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
always
And
tailored
just
to
ruminate on
you.
it. Ruminate on it. Yeah. So those chasing dreams are very important. They're very, very important. So as you think about it, you and I will connect again and we'll figure out that one together. But yes, let's move on to your daughter's dream.
So she's only just told me this before I come on. So she said she was in the spare bedroom, not her bedroom. Then she said she's only 5 years old having this dream. She's 12 now, but she obviously
Yeah.
clearly, because her face went, I remember this dream. I still remember this dream. And it scares me. And so she obviously was meant. I don't know. It's all meant to be. And then she said, I would come out the spare bedroom, and I walked into the other spare bedroom. Sounds like we've got a massive mansion, but we haven't. But anyway, like an office. It's like an office,
Right.
really.
Right.
So she go, and there was 3 trolls in there. So they scared her. These 3 trolls. So that's how she described them. So she runs down the stairs, and she looks back up the stairs, and the 3 trolls are stood at the top of the stairs. And one of the trolls is me, her dad. So then she runs again, and she runs outside to a shed, trying to get away from these 3 trolls. And she's that scared of the trolls. I'm one of the trolls. She then closes the door. The shed's absolutely pitch black, and she closes the shed, closes herself inside the shed, even though she's scared of the dark and the pitch blackness. And then this large dark figure eats her, and then she woke up. It's sounds like a horrible dream for a 5-year-old.
Poor thing. I know. But
I know.
now what eats her? So she closes the door in the shed, and what eats her?
A large black figure.
Okay.
I said, do you know what I said? I said,
I would
that's
like to
you.
hear what you said. Yes.
I was only playing with her. I said, what that is you running away from my advice, and you should stay with me, and you'll be all right. And I'm not.
I like that. I like that. Hold on here. I'm looking something up.
Okay.
I mean, when you think about a troll, and this is how you can start to break down dreams. When you think about a troll, and perhaps she saw a movie, maybe she was watching a troll movie
Yeah,
at
and that's the
5,
thing,
right?
you don't know. Yeah.
But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because her subconscious is just using the images in her waking life to give her a message. So when you think about a
That's a
troll, they're
good one.
usually,
That's a good one.
yeah, usually it's a gatekeeper. Like if you think of the troll at the bridge, it's a gatekeeper. It's a trickster. And they tend to demand a toll, right? They demand something from you before they let you pass. Anything else come to mind about a troll for you?
Nothing.
So then the fact that she comes out of a spare room, that means it's not, rooms tend to be portions of your heart or your head. So it's not a primary place inside her. It's a secondary place, okay? And then so it's not like, I guess it's not all of who she is, but there's this part of her that feels that a toll is being taken, and it's a scary toll, and it's not even too far away when you're saying like you should have just stayed with me, you should have listened to my rules, because you're demanding a toll from her, right?
No,
You
no,
can
not
pack
not rules. No,
here.
not rules. I'm the most unstrict parent in the whole wide world ever. No, not rules.
Well,
Uh,
but you have guidelines. Like, you
advice.
love
Yeah,
her. You're not her best
yeah,
friend. You're her guide. You're her
yeah,
protector.
yeah,
You're her
yeah,
provider. You're her dad. Okay.
yeah,
So from a kid's perspective, it could be, and it would be great if you could take this back to her and kind of explore this with her. It's just so interesting that you were one of them. It's so
I
interesting.
know, and that's what I
And
thought. But knowing her now, obviously she was 5 then, but her some of her core traits of who she is, who are you, is she's very internal. She internalizes a lot. She doesn't communicate outwards. And I'm in my brain. I thought, I wonder if that's like an early sign of her development of personality into this person that she is now, where she's very internalized. She's not. I'm
yeah, yeah,
external.
yeah.
My son's external, and she's very internal. To keep things
Yes,
inside. And so I'm
yes.
thinking, and then that's why I went down the road of like saying to her, because I'm matching 12-year-old, not the 5-year-old. I'm saying, oh yeah, so just listen to your dad, you'll be okay, sort of thing. So I don't
And
know.
there's a lot of truth there, because it's in her perception, in her 5-year-old mind, these gatekeepers are scary or frustrating or exacting a toll from her that she doesn't want to give. She goes down the stairs emotionally. Maybe that's the internalizing of what she's not
Mm,
liking. She's trying to run away from it.
mm,
She runs in. So here's the biggest thing for your dad heart. She runs into this shed outside. So she pulls out of the safety of your home into this outside, not very safe space in her head, and closes herself off. This really matches what you say, this
mm,
internalization. That's her she closes herself off to what she doesn't know how to handle and is running away from.
mm,
And in there, it eats her alive.
mm.
She needs to get
Uh,
out. She needs to get
yeah.
out of that shed outside.
Mm, yeah.
Yeah.
And that's weirdly enough how I kind of went with it through
Not
intuition.
weird.
Not,
Yes, because
yeah,
you're
yeah, not
intuitive as
weird.
well.
Yeah.
And this is where, but this is beautiful, Alex, because you're breaking open the myth that dreams are stupid and can't be understood, or that pizza dream. Have you heard that term? Pizza dream?
Mm.
Oh, well, ignore it, because I hate it. It's where people say, oh, that dream is because I ate pizza last night, or it's what I ate
Oh,
last night. That's
right.
where that dream came from. And they dismiss it because they don't understand it. But what you just did is you made it possible. You're showing people that I, as a dad, have an intuitive understanding of my daughter in a way where I was making a joke, but I actually hit the nail on the head. That's
Do you, know
powerful.
what, do you know what I'm so excited about? Because I always get excited when I look at new different things with humans and behaviors. And I'm going to, not, I swear, I am not going to see a dream the same way ever again.
And we could literally stop the podcast right now, because that is my goal.
Clip it, Nicole, clip it.
Clip it. This is what I want, Alex. This is why I'm going to start traveling the podcast circuit, because what you just said, that is my mission. I cannot interpret enough dreams
But if
to
you,
to fill all the destinies of this world, but I can sure show you how to do it in your own life.
but Nicole, what I will never do again is go, God, that dream was crazy. Anyway, da, 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 da. Now I'm going to go,
Yep.
I need to write that dream down. I need to put it down. And then I'm gonna leave it. I've already got the plan in my head. I'm as organized as you are, Nicole. So when I've done that, I'm gonna have it there, and then I'm gonna like
Ruminate.
interpret it. And yeah, and what I was gonna say to you was a lot of people who might watch this, I don't know what it's like in the US, but because the US is a bit more the UK is a bit more negative in terms of like, I don't know if you know this about our culture. For example, I know that American culture, they cheer success and they want success and they cheer people on. And
Yes.
in America,
Yes.
in England, it's a bit more through humor sometimes, it's a bit more downplay people and we be sarcastic and we take the mickey, it's called, or taking the piss. Or so, and I'm from a UK perspective where, what's the word I'm thinking of? They are, I can't think of the word. But so I'll do the action instead and you can find the word. So someone who is cynical, that's the word, cynical. So
Yes.
they would look at that and go, well, you can make it mean whatever you want. Like, and I can imagine them saying it as they're watching this. And I want to address to those people, yeah, you're right. And if you decide it means nothing, carry on. It'll just mean nothing in your life, and your life will wait.
100%.
And if you
Yes.
decide that you can match it to your feelings and your environment and your future, what
Yeah.
you
And
want,
do
and
something with it.
then that's what will happen. So
Yeah. Yeah.
if you think you're right, you're right. If you think you're wrong, you're wrong. If you think you can, you can. If you think you can't, you can't. And there's nothing that anyone really
100%.
can do to help you unless you start looking
Yeah.
at all the tools available, because there are so many tools for people to start um, changing their lives and for the better.
Yeah.
And dreams is now a new one that I've got to look at and listen to, which I'm well
Yeah.
chuffed about.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Alex, I feel like you and I just created a lifelong friendship.
Of course, I'm coming to Tennessee on a skateboard.
Yes. And I have the place for it. And then I'm coming to the UK and do whatever you guys do out there in the UK.
Look,
So, Alex,
100%. We are staying in touch, and I'm going to put this. I've said to you before, there's certain guests that I'm going to send you away to have chats with that would be
thank you.
interested in
Yeah.
talking to you as well. 100%.
Yes, yes. And as I meet more people, I'm going to do the same for you. Now, before we end, I want to make sure people know how to get a hold of you, because your podcast is excellent. Excellent. I was
Oh,
telling
thank
you
you.
earlier that it's one I will, even if I can't complete the full, yours are about an hour and a half. And even if I don't have an hour and a half to sit down, I keep going back to it because it's that interesting and I want people to know about it. So how can they get a hold of you? You know, and you have a book too. So tell me just a minute. I'm going to put a link to your book in the comments. How can people hear and get to know you more?
Look at my body language. I'm uncomfortable talking about myself, but yeah. So that was just wriggling. I'm just wriggling about. So
So
yeah,
self-aware.
yeah. So self-aware. Thank you, though, Nicole. Yeah, the Human Mass podcast is creating self-awareness in the listener, through the guest. The stories that I do with the guests, every single podcast, I'm proud to say, are completely unscripted every single time, like this is with Nicole. The only one question that every single guest, there's only one planned bit of every podcast, which is the first question, which is, who are you? Now, that question, unbelievably, there's no guest that has answered that question the same way. Every guest has given a different answer, which is amazing. So, and some guests obviously might say something, I'll be, that's more your purpose, but who are you? And then some people might say, like, that's more your personality trait, so who are you? And we have a play, and then I let them off the hook if they're not ready to go there, or if they are ready to go there. And then we go through, and I love it. And there's some really, every guest is there to teach me and you and everybody something. And then I do a rambling every day. I'll do a random video on a random subject that just comes to me when the phone's in my face. I'll go,
I love it.
that? And then I'll just
I
talk
love
about
those
whatever
little
comes.
tidbits you put out there.
Yeah, just so you know, though, they are not planned, not scripted. I literally get a phone, I stare at it like this, and I go, yeah, it's that. And I'll just press record and I'll just say it. So
It's
I
your
don't,
digital diary.
I don't spend ages editing or faffing about or doing 500 recordings. I haven't got time for that.
Yeah.
Whatever comes to me, I put out there.
I love it.
So I'm the only one that manages all the social media. So anyone that messages me on anything out is me that will see it. And I really appreciate every single subscriber I do. If it's meant for me, I will get over 1,000 subscribers. YouTube will pay me money, and I can carry on doing it.
Amen. Yeah, and you got 6 more months to go, so you got time. Now, I feel like you just segued into the perfect ending, Alex. Who are you?
Nobody has ever asked me that question. How ridiculous is that?
Oh, me, I got it. I'm
You
number
got
one.
nobody. And I was dreading, it's so funny because I thought, I'm dreading the day somebody asks it me.
Oh, you had
And
no idea who you were getting on a podcast with.
and that's not fair, Nicole, because I wasn't expecting that question. And my answer,
Good.
to be honest, my answer will be boring, because when a guest is asked that question and they're on the spot, and like I've been put on the spot now by Nicole, mine is boring, because my answer is I don't know, and I'm ever evolving, and that's it. I don't know. Who knows, really? I don't know. I'm still finding out.
That's beautiful. I love that
Boring,
answer.
boring, but beautiful.
It's sometimes the most boring things are the most beautiful if we just stop and let ourselves notice. Wonderful.
Yeah, 'cause
Alex, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. This collaboration has been eye-opening, exciting, and I have enjoyed every second of it. I can't wait until we can do it again.
exactly what you just said, but as if I was saying it. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it, Nicole.
Absolutely.
If you made it all the way through to the end of this episode, thank you so much for watching. I love talking about dreams, and I hope you enjoyed it too. If you did, hit the subscribe button, because this channel is only here because of you. And if you want to dive deeper into your own dreams, I have a free community for that. See the link below.